up, everybody? Welcome to the IAG Thursday Thing, this thing that we do every Thursday, and we've been pretty bad about it lately, but we're back. What's up? And we got the crew back together, and I'm super excited. I'm hyped. I'm big hyped. So we had a hell of a weekend. We're going to talk about that, and big news from Subaru, massive news from Subaru. Super excited about that. So we're going to talk about that too. Lot of stuff. Okay, so we're big hyped. All right. Either way, joined by my partner in crime as usual, which is awesome because it hasn't been as usual as of late. For 101st episode, because unfortunately wasn't there for our 100th episode, but it was a really good one. I don't even think you've heard it yet, but when you do, you're gonna love it. Warranty, what's up, buddy? How you doing?
Dewey, I'm doing great. Exams are done for now, so I'm going to go on vacation and see you tomorrow. We're going to go drive Tail of the Dragon.
That's right. Warranty's bringing his car down to Tail of the Dragon. I'm bringing Dolly over to Tail of the Dragon. We're going to go chase around Porsches all weekend. It'll be a great experience for us. So our buddy Noah's coming, who's OG as they come in the Subaru community. He's riding down with you.
That's right.
I managed to weasel my way out of having kids with me, so it's just me and Megan and Dolly. We're gonna have such a great time. I'm so hyped out of my brain. Okay,
so glad. Me too, man.
Those asking in the chat,
time.
Noah G, yes, that Noah, the Noah,
Noah G, the Noah. Yeah,
the only Noah.
So 2 BRZs and no kids is like the perfect combination of BRZ and kids.
It's the best combination of BRZ and kids. And then we're gonna have a Porsche with us. We're gonna have some funky Lexus. The guy he chased around with in the C8 Vet will be there again, but he is going to be he's bringing his quote unquote fast car, which is some sort of BMW. And he didn't want me driving a BRZ up his ass. This year, Dolly has better tires and suspension's a little more dialed, and I've got significantly better brake pads. So,
oh, fantastic. I was just going to bring stock brake pads. Should I bring track pads or not, Bob?
yes.
Okay.
Yes, you should.
Okay. That answers that. All right. I'll
There's
bring some track
it's
pads.
not even a question. You need to approach this. Please put your track pads on the front at a minimum. Okay, you're gonna want them.
Okay. If I put them on the front, I'll put them on the rear just to have
Why would
temperature the same.
Oh yeah, by all means. But I'm gonna tell you right now, you're gonna get halfway through the tail, even if you're just driving spiritedly, and you're gonna go, man, I wish I would have put my pads on.
Wow. I forgot, man. It's been years. We did it in 2018 for your bachelor party.
Big rowdy.
It's been a million years.
So I got Dolly back, and I got him back from Jordan, who is also on the podcast. Jordan, what's up, buddy?
Not much, just coming down from pit race. Body's a little aching from it. You say you got they are significantly better tires on Dolly for tail, but I wonder how they're actually going to do because they have tons of heat cycle on them.
Yeah, they do, but there's plenty of tread, and I drove them around just the neighborhood here. It's going to be better. Like
they're better than those 615s you had on them. 100%.
And that's what I was on last year. So this is going to be significantly better than what it was. So I'm pretty hyped. There's plenty of tread left on them. We're going to have a really good time.
Yeah. So, but I did have a mishap yesterday when I was editing the 100th episode. My computer crashed and I lost all the edits and the save file for it. So it wasn't even backed up when my computer rebooted, I guess. So I spent all day today tweaking it and editing it. So hopefully I have that up here soon.
One thing I want to point out too is for our 100th episode, we did it in the Subi Mods like tent area
booth.
So they're like booth, and we also recorded it. So with a camera, so
video recorded.
We have a video recording of this that we're gonna put up on our YouTube, and I think it'll be up on Subi Mods YouTube. So you guys can watch this in a different way, which is super cool. And so if you are listening to this after, okay, which you probably will, but you want to see that, by all means, go check it out. Really hyped about that. It just worked out really well. It all kind of synced up, and it's good stuff. So Randy also threw together the the thumbnail at the last second. We appreciate you, buddy. Um,
Thumbs up, Randy.
I tell you what, pit race was rowdy. So we talked a bit about this at the on the last episode, but we're gonna kind of just buzz up to day 3 real quick. Okay. So if you haven't seen, it ended insane. Long story short, we did the test day, and the test day was kind of a disaster. Nothing worked right. We had voltage issues with the battery. We had hood pin bolts falling off. Then we had an ABS fault, and we shot off the end of the track, and we were picking up the clippings, and like then the tires were trash. Like nothing was working. It was awful. We went out for the first session of the Gridlife event, and Alan Patton immediately craps a 42. Like, it just annihilates us. Okay, he puts 3 seconds on the old record. We were under the understanding, like, we felt that the tires would never come up to temp. So we felt that that was a throwaway session. So we didn't put the good tires on for it. Little did we know it was by far the best session of the weekend. Oh, we kind of threw away our best shot
track
there.
Cold is so much grippier than when it's hot.
I'm telling you, this track doesn't make any sense, but it's made of
It
sandpaper.
makes no sense.
And note sandpaper, okay, because that's really going to come in here. We were fighting with all sorts of issues. We finally put better tires on after a couple of sessions, because I'm like, the car won't turn. Then we pulled the tires off, and I didn't realize how trash these tires were, but we were like cording the insides of my fronts. Like, they were gone. Okay, so it makes sense why the car wouldn't turn. No shit, right? Threw our good tires on, and immediately the car felt better, but then we started fighting other issues. The big thing we were fighting, other than ABS being really stupid, was the shifter started doing random things. It would randomly blip the throttle, like even going down the straight, it would randomly blip the throttle thinking I was downshifting. Okay. And then I'd be leaving corners, and it acted like it was breaking up, but it actually wasn't. What it was doing was cutting throttle for an upshift. So like it started doing all these random things. We were chasing our tail all over the place trying to figure out what it was. So we kept playing around with it and messing with stuff. We made some suspension changes, but that basically led us into day 2, where we were running into problems, couldn't figure it out. Graham made some small changes, and then I went out for session 2 of day 2. Nobody else went out for this session ahead of me, so I was in first, okay? And behind me was this LMP car that should have been 8 to 10 seconds a lap faster than us, but for whatever reason wasn't. But this was my chance to finally put something in, okay? And we got some stuff sorted out. The car was semi-acting decent. So I go out for that session, and I put in a burner outlap. My reasoning for this was, this LMP car is right up my ass, and this guy obviously doesn't know how to drive, or he'd be ahead of me. So I want to put space in between him and I, so he's got plenty of room to do his stuff. We're not worrying about traffic in any way. I just want a lap where I don't got to think about traffic. So I am flying on my outlap. And I come around the last corner, and this LMP car is glued to my ass. So I'm like, okay, well, it's on this motherfucker now. And yeah, I know I'm cussing. I am still pissed about this. Okay. So at this point, I gave him all the space in the world. Okay. He had all the room in the world. And this dude decides to glue himself to me. So he follows me through one. Now, I'm not going to lie. I overcooked one a little bit, but I was still up on time. I put 2 off, I grabbed a little bit of dirt. It's not that big of a deal. Burned down the straight. This dude's still glued to me. Okay. We head into the back area. The rest of the lap was fairly clean. We head into the back area of the track through the S's, and he's still on me, but I think like I maybe showed him the line on how to make it through the S's without killing himself. So he was glued to me, and that was fine. Like, sweet. Like, you want to just follow me, dude? That's you. You're obviously going to outbrake me. You should be able to out accelerate me, and you have a ton more arrow. So you should be able to out corner me in every single way. There should not be a part of this track where you don't destroy me. Um, so pit race, you have this kind of like you're in the S's, and then you have this kind of hard right, and you kind of go over a hill. You'll make this left, and then you kind of come down a hill on a this left hand kind of blind corner, right? So I'm hauling along, still green on my aim. Well, not my aim, my dash, but I'm still green, up on time. Now I miss my turn in by a little bit, and if you miss it by a little bit, you'll miss it by quite a bit. So I end up on the outside of this corner, but I'm still holding good time. I didn't lose too much time. I was where I was going to be on the track anyway. I just missed the inside of this a little bit. Well, he didn't, because he's got, tons of downforce. It's a freaking prototype car. Okay, this is a full blast race car. If you don't know what an LMP3 car is, go look it up. But think Lamar, think IMSA, stuff like that. This is top level full blast race car. This is not a time attack car. Okay. So I come down this hill, I'm on the outside, and then I start hearing a whoop, 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 and I can't figure out what it is, and I think something's wrong with my car. So I like look over at this whoop, whoop, whoop. Understand, I can't hear direction, so I don't know which way this is even coming from. And there is him right next to me as my car's coming back over. We miss each other by less than a foot. If anybody's seen this on the live cast, they all lost their minds. Okay, it was super stupid on this guy's part to try to put a pass there. Now, I end up coming back over and almost running into this guy and abort the lap to make sure I don't. Okay, and I give him a really friendly one finger salute down most of the I guess you would call it the back straight. It was caught in living color and video. Pretty. If you're in the chat, I posted the picture earlier, so it's pretty lovely. Caught in 4K, given the one finger salute, and I go through the start finish line. The car's kind of acting stupid again, so we decide to bring it in. I haven't got out of the car that mad in a very long time. Earlier that weekend, the guy almost clipped my ankles, driving like 35 mile an hour through the pit when they were begging everybody to keep it under 10 to 15. There's kids running around.
Habit of that.
Kids running around on scooters and stuff, and like it was insane. And this guy is just hammering through the pits. Dylan already had words with the guy, and so like I already wasn't on good terms with him. I come in, get out of the car, and I'm immediately looking for a Grom to go somewhere. But and then all the crew there was all like, yo, chill, like give it a minute, whatever. And then the Gridlife officials hit me up. They're like, look, we're gonna go take care of this. Like, don't go over there, don't say anything. And I even tell them, I'm like, if this guy doesn't hit me up within an hour, if he doesn't come over here and apologize, I'm gonna ruin this man on the internet. Well, I'm going to let you know, this man has not came to me with an apology at all. In fact, what he did is try to chew Ito's ass and say he doesn't ever want to come back to Gridlife. And he doesn't like the way stuff is ran, and he saw an opening and took it, and he doesn't understand why anybody would talk to him. The first thing he said when Ito walked up and was like, hey man, we got to talk about that. He's like, how high up are you in Gridlife? That was his immediate response to that.
That is astounding.
This guy is unreal. So he basically was like, I'm leaving. Don't worry about it. I'm not even going to run anymore. I'm leaving. So he left. He left his car there. I don't know who came to pick it up, but he left. Needless to say, the guy never came back and apologized, but basically the problem solved itself and he left. If anybody were to, I'm pretty sure there would have been a wall of people ready to stop him from going back out into another time attack session, though. Like, this guy was out of control.
Well, a group formed underneath the tower to talk to John, I think, about it.
Oh yeah, they're
So
like, I want to say anybody who was at Pit Race and was down at the bottom of the tower ready to argue with Gridlife about letting that guy go back out. I appreciate you. Okay, I appreciate you. Gridlife, this guy had background. He met the criteria to do time attack. He would just, I don't know. Like, I got to be real. You got to be some form of a douchebag to bring an LMP car to events like this. But then again, there are some people out there with cars like this who are super cool. They come to these events and they're just like, we just kind of want to like parade the thing so other people can see it. And they would be, but this guy was the opposite, which is, I just want to show my penis. And
a
like,
massive ego, and then I think it was because he was also trying to drive it as if it's a wheel to wheel race. I think that's the fucking issue.
it was entirely the issue. He's like, I saw an opening and I didn't want to get out of it. So I just went around the inside of him. And like, John, whom
But
I
he cut
love
your
and have a
line
ton
off,
of
though.
respect, John was like, well, you went to the outside of the corner and he came to the inside. And Ito's like, that was not this guy's mindset at all. His mindset was, I saw an opening to make a pass, not like he let me go by. Like, this guy had no idea how time attack worked at all. And again, I can't stress this enough. This car should be 8 to 10 seconds faster than us. This is, no matter which way you boil this down, Boogie is a 95 shitbox on 4 struts, 255 200 treadwear street tires, and shit arrow. Okay? In 3,000 pounds. There is no reason that an LMP car on slicks should be anywhere near us as far as timing, unless you literally have no idea what you're doing, which he proved he has no idea what he's doing.
So was he not faster than you at any point?
No, I don't, even with that lap, he never went faster than us.
Well,
Yeah, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah,
so he was following your line and thinking that he needed to pass you because you were holding
Yeah.
him.
I guess. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
the thing is too, he got so close to pass him too. Like if he wanted to pass him safely in that spot, he would have gave Dewey more room.
If he would have went
He
through
cut
that
your
corner
line off.
correctly. Yeah, he cut my line off. Like he made a wheel to wheel pass. Now, if he would have waited
Yeah.
just a second, I made quite a bit more power than him. So I think we were fairly evenly matched down the straight. But I bet you he could have got around me with it without there being lubrication problems at all. We could have lubricated this pass so much better. And the thing about it is,
I
if he would have hit me, we would have been out, let's be real, like $500. Okay? Like, our body panels are cheap. We would have cracked some stuff, maybe some fiberglass work, whatever. If I would have hit him, that'd have been 50 grand in the toilet immediately. So,
It's, on the plus side, it's been a while since dudes like this have shown up to Gridlife.
uh,
I can think of
Williams says he claimed to have 3,000 laps on that
He
track.
did. He did. He
What-
was claiming that to everybody there that
It-
he was so experienced. I have 3,000 laps on this track. There's no reason you should be talking to me like this.
That
Yeah,
guy
was his attitude.
is high.
that's incredible.
I'm going to tell you right now, you could have taken anybody in group B or A, stuck them into that car, and they could have ran a faster time than him in his own car. Anybody. I don't care what car they were driving. They one session, they would have ran a faster time than him.
That has to be counting simulator time. There's no way that's 3,000 laps in the real world.
Either way, dude's completely out of his mind. So,
Wild.
I don't recommend doxing anybody, but if that guy got hate mail, I have another podcast that I may or may not go a little further into that. But let's continue on because I'm still angry about that one.
Okay.
Let's get to the good stuff. All right.
All right.
Long story short, I was too wired to go out for the last session of the day, and honestly, we weren't figuring anything out. We wanted to save the tires for the next morning. We go out the next morning. Car is really not having it now. Like on the outlap, something's happening with the ECU. Now, we are 99% sure we have narrowed it down to the shifter. When we come in, Graham takes a peek at it and realizes the shifter is just seeing these crazy spikes. So it's the load sensor in our shifter that when I pull, it either knows I'm doing an upshift or a downshift, tells the ECU to do whatever it needs to do, blip throttle, cut throttle, whatever. Um, and it was just wigging out. Like random spots would just get these insane spikes. And it would read torque like I straight up punch the shifter. Like it wasn't like a little bit, it was like these insane spikes. So either way, we try a couple things, look at some wiring, but it comes down to, hey man, you're gonna have to 3-pedal this thing. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't having it. Dylan was probably pissed at this point because I am just like, this sucks. I really, really want clutchless shifting for this frickin' track. Yada yada yada, and it's all in my frickin' brain. Okay, I am well into my head, and Dylan's just like, you're gonna have to make it work. Okay. Now on the side of this, there is this looming threat of rain. Now I am on the belief that the rain is not going to show up. Dylan is wholeheartedly, this rain's coming, so we make a dollar bet. Okay, so I'm convinced rain's not showing up. I also want to throw out a shout out to Peter Zhang, because we have a rain set, but it is for a total insane deluge. And the other problem we have is we didn't have the right lug nuts to put our rain set on, so we didn't put our rain set on. We couldn't put our rain set on, but Peter Zhang offered his wheel tire combo with a set of Contis, same as we had, but a little wider, to allow us to use those. Okay.
Wow.
And
Very nice.
so he offered it up, and it kind of worked out because I was going to go right past Turner Concepts on the way home, so I could drop them off. Now, we had the options of these Contis on this wheel tire combo Peter hooked us up with, or we had the option of the of our RE71 RSs. So it starts raining in the middle of street. Okay, so we have street GT, and us in the order that they're doing podium sprint. These pictures, by the way, are just fantastic. Street GT, and podium sprint. It starts raining in the middle of street. And by the way, Bucky, I'm assuming due to his experience with rally, goes out in street just as it starts raining, and the changing conditions didn't bug him too much, and he managed to put a basically stage 2 VB on the box. So he got third place.
Nice.
At the last pit race event. I'm really hyped for Bucky, because Bucky honestly did not have a competitive car all year, and then the God smiled upon him. Okay, so he wheeled that thing to a third. Good job, Bucky. We love you for it. So either way, so podium sprint, it starts raining in street GT goes out, and I'm watching Ryan Matthews, who's running in street GT. Now he's on AO52s. Now at this point it is pouring. Okay, the track is soaked, starting to get little puddles and whatever. Okay, I had already lost my $1 to Dylan, so I was pissed, but I'm freaking out. I'm like, should we switch tires? Should we not? And I'm watching, everybody keeps saying this track just does not degrade like other tracks in the rain, because the surface is so sandpapery and grippy that like you have a ton of grip in the rain. And my boy from Tire Rack, Paul, is what we will call him.
Shout outs to Paul.
Yes, Paul. I'd say his real name, but then we'd have to bleep it again. So
He's got another name, like at his local bar. He recommended I go to this place in Fort Wayne. I ended up not going, but he has some other nickname for other parts of his life. His bike nickname is Al. He's got like 5 nicknames.
So anyway, Paul at Tire Rack, he's always said, he's like, RE71s are god tier in the rain as long as there's not giant puddles. Like they're a killer wet weather tire. They're not a killer like deep water tire. Okay, so I'm like, okay, sweet. Now I watch Ryan Matthews on AO52s, which are not a good wet weather tire. He lays down a 55 in the rain in his rear wheel drive car, which I gotta be real, was a hell of a run. And I'm like, if he can do that, We've got RE71 RSs. Now they've been shaved and they got some heat cycles on them, so they don't have a ton of tread, but there's a lot of grip out there. Um, we make the choice. The entire rest of the class showed up on Contis, which are the wet weather tire for most people. Okay, but we make the choice. We're going RE71 RSs. We had half and half on the car at this point. We throw the RE71s on and head out. And uh, I was nervous as shit. I'm having to 3-pedal this thing. I don't know how this car is going to work. I'm freaking out. But what I did is we've got the ability to adjust DCCD in the car. I had a little bit more lock in just to make sure that we were getting good corner exits in the car, wasn't going to snap or do anything weird. So I'd rather have the car understeer than oversteer. So we also we didn't have a very good way of the windshield likes to fog like hell. Okay.
I remember that.
We have there's two reasons for this. One, because of where the dash bar goes through, we removed a bunch of the HVAC stuff in Boogie. We were allowed to.
Which is allowed.
It is
Safety
allowed,
features.
but we ended up losing a bunch of that, so we don't have a blower onto the windshield anymore. The other problem is the dry sump tank is in the cabin, and that's like 200 plus degree, this sweltering hot thing inside the cabin. So we did two things. One, I wrapped a blanket around the dry sump tank just to insulate it and keep the heat in there. I think this was a bigger part of saving us than we want to admit. The other thing we did, and this was a Dylan special, and it freaking worked flawlessly. We strapped the leaf blower that we used to cool the car down. We strapped it into the passenger seat and then used brake ducting hose to run it up to the windshield. So if you look, you'll see this orange hose over on the passenger side. It's literally just blowing air out onto the windshield. Okay, and it worked.
Amazing.
Dude, I was so like I was really worried that we were going to immediately fog up. But we went out there, had air cranking on it, and we were 100% clear for our first 2 laps. Okay, so I go out on the out lap and I'm starting to play with it. I'm like, holy shit, we actually do have grip. I don't know if it's as good as the Contis. I don't know what the situation is, but I'm immediately like going, okay, we have grip. We're going to be able to do our corner exits are going to be really good. We don't have the arrow that these guys do, so coming through some of these high speed corners, we might not be able to hold as much as we thought. And I know Luca, who is in the Supra ahead of us, is one hell of a driver. Okay. Absolutely beast of a driver. So anybody who thinks that like Luca threw it, Luca was probably hanging on for his damn life in that car. Okay. And then behind us, we have this kid named Dayton Delahousse, I think I hope I'm not destroying his last name, but he's in this Miata, okay? And this
Is that
kid,
the guy from the West Coast?
I'm not sure where he's from, but what I can tell you is
the Miata.
red.
It's
no.
red. It used to have no arrow.
It used to have
and he put
no
arrow in
arrow,
it.
and he was still sticking this thing in podium sprint with no arrow and a turbo kit and a newer Miata. Like,
That's incredible.
in street mod, that's nuts. So I'm like, this kid's going to be a monster. And in my brain, that's what we have here, okay? So he's on Contis. He's going to be a little monster. And now that he's got arrow, he's going to be even worse. So I'm thinking this kid's coming for blood. If there was ever a chance he could pull this off, it's going to be now. So I'm sitting in between them because I wasn't even in first place going out there. I had been beaten by Alan Patton and been beaten by Luca in the dry. So we go out and I make sure there's a ton of space. They space us really well. So Luca's probably got a 20, 25 second lead. Okay. Probably fairly easy 25-second lead going into our first lap. I'm like, holy shit, there's a ton of grip. I'm going to go out and do this first lap, put a banker in just to make sure everything works, right? Luca comes through and he runs a 159, I think is what he ran.
Yeah, that's about right. It was a 159 something.
Quite high.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because, they're out there.
It was raining. It was a lot
it's
of rain.
pouring, okay? He comes through in a 59. I come through again, scared out of my freaking mind that I'm getting ran from or crawled up on. I end up running a 55. Okay.
It's a 54.
54. It was almost a
Nice.
55. So we
Fine.
we crack off of like a high 54 or 55 right in that area, right out of the gate, right? And like I'm like, okay, well, I don't know if that's good or not because I have no comms, I have no reason to talk. Everybody in the pits, I guess, is going nuts. Okay, the live casts are like, wow, holy cow, there's Dewey. Like, they're starting to go nuts, and the rain's coming down even harder now. I go through most of my second lap, and near the end of my second lap, I start to see
I
Luca.
think we just lost him.
Man froze.
Who froze? Me?
You did.
It was you.
All right.
My back?
Second lap. What happened?
Okay.
Second lap.
Second lap. Second lap, I feel a little more confident and I'm starting to push more. I know where I can put I know how I can brake. I'm realizing I've got a lot more grip than I thought I did. Near the end of the second lap, I start seeing Luca. And I'm like, holy shit, I'm starting to catch him. And so Luca's again, he started way ahead of me. I start seeing Luca and immediately my brain goes, I need to chase Luca's ass down. Like I just snap. It went from I'm scared shitless of Luca running from me to he had to have fucked up, but if I catch right up to his ass, like I'm going to be so in his head that he's not going to have a chance to run another lap. Like my brain was go get in Luca's head. This was total mind games. Okay. So I can't believe how much better I'm doing under braking, which is not where Boogie is good at all. But I am murdering him under the brakes. Obviously we're going to do decent in corner exit. So I exit out of the last corner and I close the gap really close. We go through start finish line really, really close to each other through turn one onto our third lap. We both come over the hill on each other. Like the live cast is crazy. They're talking on the live.
It caught all of it.
What's that?
I said it caught all of it. It was
yeah,
beautiful.
it caught this whole battle.
You went 2 seconds faster on the second lap while chasing him down too. By
I saw the second I saw him, I started going. Okay, now you got to think there really wasn't anything for us to lose. If I get 4 off and we get DQ'd, we still won the championship. Okay, the car felt fine, and if I slow up, I don't know. I could be getting beat right now. If I feel confident in the car, I might as well go for it. So. Again, I'm going to drive this right up Luca's ass, and I'm going to live rent-free in his brain a whole lap, is what I'm thinking. Okay, the video's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. So we come up over the hill after turn one, and I am on Luca. They start talking on the live cast like, well, he's probably just having fun now. There's really no reason to, make a pass or anything like that. We go down 2 and 3 and then down into what we call the gulch. So the back section is really deep up a really big hill, and I get a killer exit there. And Luca is doing everything he can to put the power down out of the Supra and can't. And I just drive right around the inside of him. So, I mean, just blow right past him. And they're just like, oh, yeah, he's not going to make this pass, yada, yada, yada. And like, oh, I guess he is. And I just rip by him. And then I know there is absolutely no way that I'm not living in his head. What people don't see and didn't show up in the live cast was I actually overshot the next corner. So I was a little too much on my brakes and got a little ambitious there. Overshot the next corner by a little bit. But even with that, so I pass Luca, get through there. Then I'm like, well, shit, I'm ahead. I got to make sure I go like hell, because if this Dayton kid is hauling ass too, maybe Luca fucked up, I got to go. Plus, I don't want to be that guy who gets ahead of somebody and then interrupts their lap. So I gotta make sure I put space in. So I go like hell to the end. I end up running, so I dropped it to a 52. I run a 50 flat on the last lap, even with the pass.
Oh my god!
You literally shaved 2 seconds off each lap. By the way, you passed Luca the proper way. He knew you were there.
Luca knew I was there, and it was wide open. I in no way interfered Luca. And Luca will tell you the same thing. And Luca's like, I would have passed too.
Cool.
No.
The entire time, me and Jeremy were sitting in his trailer, and he's just like, Dewey, chill out. You already won. No one's touching you. Slow
didn't
down.
I didn't even know really what I ran because the lap timer, like I was looking at the wrong spot on the lap timer. Like my brain is used to looking for like up or down, and I was gonna be down for my fastest times. So it wasn't even like the lap timer didn't exist to me. I gotta be real. I was having more fun in that car than I had the entire weekend. So it was a great time out there driving in the rain. It was a riot. So either way, we blow through at a 50 flat, and at that point, supposedly, allegedly, that was the door slammer record in the rain for pit race ever. That was the fastest rain lap for a production-based vehicle ever turned in the rain.
Really?
But
In the rain.
in typical Alan Patton fashion,
Here we go.
he's got his car already popped, okay? But he's also got a GT4 car there, a Super GT4 that they kicked up into Unlimited. He's got a set of rain slicks for this car. So he's got the perfect setup, really. And he's Alan fucking Patton. Plus he's got Bosch Motorsports ABS. And again, he's also Alan fucking Patton. Okay. So Alan goes out and it takes him till his last lap to do it, but he gets me by a half a second. I can tell you right now, that car was incredible under braking. Incredible. And Alan had to have wheeled the shit out of it because I guarantee I was murdering Alan in any of these really tight corner exits, especially up the hill in the back. So he had to have been carrying speed in places. There was just no way. Like, Alan's incredible. But he got me by a half a second. I'm pretty sure I still would have had him beat if I wasn't passing Luca, but it's all right. I ain't mad about it. And it was, you know, Alan's got to make sure he puts a stamp on everything. So Alan technically owns that record now. And he also owns the overall street record or street mod record. We did get the all-wheel drive record by a good amount, but it is what it is. But seriously, like Alan's incredible. I would just it made it interesting right in the end. You know what I mean? But I'm coming into the pits after Alan, you know, after we come off. I didn't even realize we won. I had no idea. So like I'm rolling into the pits and Ito's like, "Oh man, you like did." I didn't know if Ito was trying to be like, "Hey man, you tried," you know, or if it was like, "No, you actually won," or it was close or whatever. And then Dylan comes up to the door and he's like, "Oh my God, dude, you won by like 8 seconds." And I'm like, "What?" And he's like hyped out of his mind. So we're all screaming and having a good time. There's some great video of us cruising with Dylan and hanging out the passenger window. It was a great time. It was a really great way to end the season. And even though the car's got some issues that we got to sort out, it was a great way to end the season. But that's pit race. That's how it ended. So we ended the season with 5 wins and records at all of them. So I can't complain. It was pouring. All-wheel drive showed up. I tell you what, Boogie used to be horrific in the rain. And I think a lot of that was due to the way the differentials worked. And the new clutch type diffs, especially the front diff, have completely altered this car. The car is so much better in the rain than it used to be.
Nice.
Jamie, that was exactly it. Oh man. But so much better in the rain. And like there is it actually gets me excited for like more events that have rain now. Like that excites me because before the car was terrible.
Hold on now. So which tires were you using?
I ended up staying on the RE71 RSs.
Wow.
Everybody
Because
else went Contis.
Wow. And was it decent amount of rain, but just the pavement was sandpaper and that's
The
what did
pavement
it?
was sandpaper and it made up for it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's outrageous.
There is rumors of the RE71 RS being discontinued, but that's it sounds like it's more of a generational upgrade That's going to an RE71R something. They have a new one
Say,
coming
didn't
that's
they
supposed to
say?
be
Yeah.
better.
Say, didn't they say they have a new one coming out?
Yeah, and I trust Bridgestone
Yeah.
to make improvements. This won't be a lateral move.
Solid. Good deal, man. So that is an even more of a roller coaster than most race weekends.
Oh, dude, I was 100% like done. I had already like it'll be a miracle if we even get on the podium. We're gonna have to smell this gross trophy the whole way home. Like
Yep.
I was over it. Like I
Yeah,
seriously like I was not in it. I gave all the racer excuses on the planet, and then it rained, and it was just like it was the first time something was literally given to us in a way. This actually felt like the gods smiled upon us and went, "Let there be rain. You're going to be fine." Because we had no prayer of beating Alan's time, and then his engine popped. Okay. And I would have loved to see how it would have went down with Alan on RE71 RSs in that car versus us on RE71Ss in our car. I don't know if we could have beat him or not because he's a monster, but I bet you we would have had a really good shot. Considering he had all the things going in his favor in that GT4 car and beat us by a half second, I think we would have been right there. But we didn't really even have anything for Luca at this point because we weren't going to be able to go any faster. So if it was dry, it would have taken a small miracle for us to win. And we got a large miracle. Well, it really wasn't a miracle. We knew it was going to rain, but we didn't know it was going to rain like that. Never been so happy to sign $1. Ever. Ever. So, hyped. Good times. Poor Jamie, I'm sorry about your third place trophies. I've got plenty of those too, and they stink my room up. Pirates thrive in water. The chat was amazing. Tell you what, the live chat was going off. You guys were slaying it. So, yep, that was Pit Race, and that's how we ended the season. We'll do probably a season recap of just Dylan and I, but we went over most of it on episode 100. So, I don't know. We'll figure it out. Maybe we'll talk about what the future of Boogie looks like. Yeah, Kyle did have no idea what to do about the chat. Needs to be a heat exchanger episode. Yeah, I think we need to do a time attack recap. Yeah, some dude was in there talking shit about street GT times, and then it started getting laid out. And I figured out I had grip.
He's just like, wow, I can't believe Street GT was matching Boogie, and then then it got so wet, and you're just like, oh yeah, watch this, hold my beer.
But I want to put this out there though. The time that Ryan Matthews ran in that Corvette in those conditions was pretty incredible. Okay. And I don't think enough people have talked about that either. Like, he was on AO52s. AO52s are not good in the rain. They're just not. Okay. And that was an incredibly good time. Now, again, that track doesn't degrade the same way, and the sandpaper was helping, but everybody was out there on the same. Everybody could have ran the same stuff. You know, he was in the rules. He didn't cheat. He didn't have some weird rain slick or anything on there. He didn't even change his damn tires. Those were used AO52s. So, dude, slayed it. Absolutely slayed it.
He practically pulled a U, but for Street GT, like he was severely faster than everyone else in his class.
And I based our tire choice on what he was doing. Because I got to make that call. Okay, we had the whole crew in the pits. Everybody was ready to swap tires. We had the jack and everything. We had 2 guns. The whole crew. We had a ton of people from IAG out there. It was awesome. So that was something else. Like, this weekend was sick because we had a ton of people came all the way from Maryland, from IAG, to see a time attack event. I was really bummed that some of them, the only one they saw was this LMP car trying to kill me. which is not normal time attack by any means, but it was really cool. The ones that did stay and they helped even in the rain, and like we got to bring home the wind for them. I was so worried about letting those people down. We brought it home hard for them, and it was great to celebrate with people from IAG, because a lot of people don't make it to these, and they did. Dude, it was so good. It was great. And they were from all sorts of different departments, the machining department and all sorts of stuff all over the place. We had some of the media there. We had like some of the engineering department there. It was wild. It was so good. It was absolutely incredible. So I can't it was heartwarming. Okay. And it was really good to bring that home, but they were all standing in the pits getting poured on, ready to change tires, and we ended up staying on the same tires, but they were ready to go. And bringing that home for them was the best. So yep, Forklift was there. God, wish Forklift made it to more of these, but yeah, I was so happy Forklift got to go to one where we won. Poor Forklift. Last time he went, we had all sorts of issues. So Forklift does so much stuff behind the scenes. So much stuff.
Been there a lot, man.
Oh, I know you have. You've been around a minute.
Yeah.
Forklift has done a lot of hella thankless shit this year, though, because he's at IAG. He's helped Dylan, or just completely on his own, pack the trailer and stuff like that. He's done a ton.
That's crazy work. Packing that trailer is awful.
And he reorganized the entire trailer so it works. Oh, damn, it's Noah. What's up?
It's Noah. Oh, let me move my headphones to the computer so we can.
Dylan, what's up?
Sounds all right.
Hey, how do I sound now?
You actually sound way better.
Dude, you sound amazing.
You sound buttery.
Yeah, so this is my new mic.
Yeah.
Dewey, this is the mic.
You got the same mic.
Yeah. You got that fee fine, bro.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
No, I had a few minutes. I wanted to shout out Forklift again here. There's a lot of stuff behind the scenes that a lot of people don't see. The late nights, the stress factor between Dewey, myself, and others trying to get the car ready. When we go on a win streak, it almost looks like it looks easy, or at least sometimes that people bring that up to me. But Forklift has been what I like to call my first mate or right hand man a lot this season, and I'm going to speak for him a little bit. But this is, like me, also a dream of his to do something like this. So trying to get him out to events was huge this year. And of course, he has a wife and kids and a schedule at work and stuff like that too. But the trailer organization, the camper organization, the packing the trailer, the late nights, like he's always been there. He's always been there to help. I mean, at 1 a.m. when I'm trying to get the trailer together to get on the road, because I got to drive all the way to Wisconsin, he's there with me at the shop. So, he's also, his wife's taking that sacrifice as well. He's taking the sacrifice. He's help loading up the hot trailer, unloading, just almost as stressed out, or sometimes, not to poke fun at him too much, but sometimes more stressed out than I am about getting to these events. But he really has been a unsung hero for this season. I mean, he, round of applause, hats off to Forklift. I'm glad he got to make it to pit race for a win.
And so people understand, the trailer and the RV looks like a hurricane went through it. Before, during, and after these race events, I tried to organize it once, and it took me
It's different
4
now.
hours.
It's drastically different now. It shows up very organized, and it goes back together the exact same way. We're not using the same trailer anymore. Okay, so a lot has changed. I'm telling you, it is, and a lot of that is Forklift, because if we fuck it up, he holds us accountable.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. And not only that, but I feel bad when I come back and the trailer's all fucked. I'm like, hey, dude, can you fix this? That really sucks sometimes. So, no, seriously, I look forward to next season. I want to get Forklift to more races. We joke at the shop. I mean, at pit race, he was introducing himself as Ethan and whatnot, and everyone's like, "Who are you?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm Forklift." And everyone's like, "Oh, no shit," and so
Yeah.
uh, Forklift's a part of the team. Whether he likes it or not, he's now officially part of the team. He's been a part of the team all season. He's helped keep the madness screwed on tight into that trailer. If I'm now looking for something, I probably know right where it is. And Dewey's even gotten better about it, where I'm like, hey, grab the extension cords out of the bin in the third cabinet. Like Dewey's now grabbing stuff, which if you guys would have seen this trailer beforehand a couple of years ago,
Yeah.
It was just a
like
mountain of shit
one,
at the front of the trailer
yeah,
and a
one
long
bad,
bag.
one one bad like mechanical, like even a slight inconvenience to the car, and it's like, well, we're packing up at the end of the weekend for 3 hours before we can leave. Now we can slam things together within like an hour and get out of there.
In an organized
Yeah.
manner. Yeah, and like,
Yeah.
yeah. So
it's
night and day.
it's been awesome. Yeah, so huge shout out to Forklift. Again, I really wanted to. I can't emphasize that enough. He's been a huge help this season. I'm actually meeting him here in a little bit to go get celebratory beers.
Oh, yeah.
So
Nice. Hell yeah.
Hell
yeah,
yeah,
so-
brother.
For the record, this is how it's been going with Dewey even before he came to IAG. He would need something and he'd find the right person and put them on the team. It's been this way for the 10 years that I've been around. So it is absolutely a team
I
effort.
like to think it's more like I'm gravity and like what I
Yeah.
need just comes to me.
Yep.
But we wouldn't, again, I've shouted Dylan out a million times. One more time, we wouldn't be where we're at without Dylan, and Dylan will be the first one to tell you that Dylan wouldn't be where he's at, so I wouldn't be where I'm at if it wasn't for Forklift. And like that, like there was so much effort put in on Forklift's part this year that like, and again, he couldn't make a lot of the events, but he did all the heavy lifting and didn't get to be there for the fun shit. He did all the not fun shit. And he did a lot of not fun shit, took it off the plate. He also managed to sell that old shit trailer for an absurd amount that we can throw back into the program. The man is a born salesman. Absolutely incredible. Love him to pieces for that. So that can all go right back into the program too. I forgot about that, man. We gotta
Forklift and I
with that.
also started a podcast, and I guarantee he's laughing right now because I see him in the chat. We haven't decided on the name yet, and I'm not trying to plug it, but I don't even know how long it's gonna take us to get it together. But we went to a drift event a few weekends ago, not to hijack everything, but they put us on the PA system for the competition round, and that was a huge mistake for them. Because man, were we just crap talking everybody, but
Didn't he almost kill the LMP guy?
Yeah, so like normally I'm the hot head of the situation, right? If something goes wrong, I'll go correct somebody. I have no problem doing that, right? So when the guy almost hit Dewey and Alex, I literally jumped on the Grom and I was flat out through the paddock on this Grom trying to chase this dude down, and I couldn't keep up with him. So when he got out of the car, I was like, hey, dude, like, do me a favor, slow down in the paddock. I mean, we had friends in the paddock with a 3-year-old kid running around, like, and it's not like Dewey and Alex were standing in the middle of the road. Like, the dude was just kind of a jerk, and he instantly got hot with me. And I'm going to pat myself on the back here. I didn't really get hot-headed with him. And I walked away and went and talked to Ito and John and them, and I was like, yo, you guys need to slow this guy down. Like, he's doing 35, 45 through the paddock. Not cool, etc. Well, anyways, he cuts off Dewey, like you guys talked about earlier in the podcast, and Dewey gets out of the car, and instantly I'm like, all right, keep Dewey from fighting this dude. Ito had already texted me and said we got it before Dewey even came in from the track. And so Dewey gets out of the car throwing his helmet, and I mean, I would be pissed too.
Dude, I was about to dot this dude.
Yeah, I'm like, of course, I'm like, light the pitchforks on fire, let's go. But I was like, no, let's keep Dewey cool. Let's let this resolve itself. Later that day, Forklift comes up to me. He was like, yeah, I went and got lunch, and I just stared at the guy while eating my food on the edge of his pit while he packed his stuff. And so I guess Forklift went over there before the dude could leave, grabbed food, like got food on the way, and just stared at the guy as the guy was packing and ate his food. Didn't say
Staring
anything
at
to
him.
the dude or anything, just ate his food while staring at the guy. So
That's
I
too
about
funny.
died when he told me that.
We got to talk about this new STI because
Yeah.
these guys got to get on the road. So
Yep. Okay. So this was covered by Car and Driver. And actually, it was also covered by the Flatiron Syndicate podcast. I
Yep.
haven't listened to that episode,
shout
but
out
you
to
should
those
totally check
guys.
it out.
They also do really, really good Subaru content, and A Rising Tide raises all boats. So if you're looking for more Subaru content, ours tends to be more car meet style talking about, but they also have some really, really good content over there. Definitely check out the Flatirons Tuning podcast too.
Yep. So I haven't heard what they've said about the new concept car, but whatever it is, it's probably right. So go check it out. So, in short, for this audience, Subaru is revealing 2 STI concepts at the Tokyo Auto Show coming soon. One of them is going to be a battery electric car, and the other one's just going to be a gas car. Now, I would be absolutely shocked if that gas engine car isn't a hybrid, but to be honest, the article doesn't say. So, we're going to find out one way or the other. Now, making the electric STI concept car even more interesting is that Subaru recently built a GT car, pure electric, for the FIA Electric GT Championship that ended up not coming. So that was a 3,700 pound, 1,000 horsepower, and it was called the Subaru STI RA. And if you know Subaru, you know that RA is very special because it stands for record attempt. So their record attempt was going to be 400 seconds at the Nürburgring Nordschleife, which translates to 6 minutes and 40 seconds. I
That's
don't think the
cooking.
car ended up doing it because the GT championship for the electric cars ended up getting postponed and hasn't happened. But it's built, and I'm seeing pictures of it on Wikipedia. So there's some lineage here. I don't know if we're going to get an electric STI because electric cars in general are going through a weird time right now. But if we do, I hope it's good, and I don't know if it will be.
All right. As much as the electric car is probably going to be the fast one here, the one that's got me amped up is the hybrid. Okay.
If it's a hybrid, we don't know. We don't know. But
I've heard gas hybrid or rumors of gas hybrid, but even if it's just gas, okay.
Okay.
Long story short, from the sounds of this, Subaru has heard you. Okay. Our screaming finally seem to hit something, and they legitimately want to release an STI. They're not saying it's, first off, it's going to be that both of them that they've shown have seemed to be hatchbacks, which I think is a really interesting take. I'm surprised they're going to go that route with how much people pushed back against the hatchback before, but I think this is a different generation of people now. Okay. I think the hatch will do well if it is a hatch. Now, what is this going to be? Is this going to be, I have some theories and I'm scared. Okay. I'm very scared here. One, are they just going to take, what was the new Outback that they did with the kind of quasi hybrid thing? What was the name of it? That had a really wacky name.
The Trail Seeker,
Yeah.
or those were pure battery electric versions. So
Either way, I'm wondering if they're going to basically take a variation of that drivetrain because it accelerates like a bat out of hell and throw it into what essentially is a WRX hatch. Okay, now the problem with this, if they go that route, is it's going to be a CVT.
yes.
Okay, now if they go that route, that means they're going to make fake gears with the CVT. I am scared shitless Subaru is going to try to give us a fake gear CVT and try to get us to believe it's a dual clutch. It won't, they're just going to be like, it's got paddle shifting, and they'll say paddle shifting. It won't be a DCT or even a really good auto. It'll be a CVT with fake gears. And I am
So
really worried that's what they're going to give us.
the S210 is a CVT STI. And I think the problem, yes, the CVTs are weird because they're essentially an automatic, but the real problem here is what's the limited slip front difference or center differential situation? Pretty sure it doesn't exist. That's a problem because that's not an STI.
No. So, are we going to get a manual? I don't know. Are we going to get a dual clutch? What I would like to see the new STI. I'm going to say this. If we're only going to get one transmission and it isn't going to be a manual, for God's sakes, please be a DCT. And I can understand them wanting to go DCT. I wouldn't be mad about it. I wouldn't even be
I
mad
wouldn't
if
even
they
be
went.
upset.
Yeah, right? It wouldn't be that bad. Like, I wouldn't even be mad if, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but let's say they got with ZF or something and they got an 8 HP variation that was all-wheel drive, which wouldn't be that hard to do because our transmissions are already in there long ways. It's basically a rear-wheel drive trans that they stick a front diff off the front of.
Right.
I wouldn't be mad about that if they did like a variation of an 8 HP.
I think what you care about is like
Proper performance
power holding capability
and
Yeah,
power holding
performance.
capabilities. Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
That and driver experience.
That's the other thing is for this to be an STI, it's got to be entertaining to drive, or it's going to have to put down numbers that are incomprehensible for us to care. Now, I believe the electric one, if and when that ever happens, will 0 to 60 in like 2. People are going to lose their minds. They're going to be like, it's the second coming of Subaru. There's not going to be much of an aftermarket for it, though. Suspension, some other stuff, but I think the aftermarket's going to. The soul of this is going to be this either gas hybrid or full gas. And they have this glorious engine. This FA24 is so good. It would be very easy for them to put a modified version of that in there. Okay. But I don't know. Did they lose their Getrag? You know, they may not even be able to get that same STI 6-speed that we all know and love again. That might not happen. Even when you talk to them, they're like, stop talking about DCCD.
Right. Which is troubling to say the least, because yeah, you can do a lot of trickery with electric motors, but it's not always better. In fact, it's kind of cheating. So at the end of the day, I care about how it drives. And you know, you can get torque vectoring in a Porsche too, but I want to know how it drives. I don't really care a ton how it gets there, but I do care about like them selling something as better than before when it's not.
I want this out of the box with nothing but stage 2, okay, to be competitive in Gridlife Street. That's what I want. I want there to be a reason to not continue. Like, I want to be excited about new Subaru. Okay.
Right.
There will always be a place for an 05 STI. There will always be us nut jobs modifying GCs. Okay.
Yep.
But there really hasn't been any advancements past 08 other than interior and maybe some suspension tweaks and stuff like that. That was 08. Okay.
Not a sea change. You're talking about a sea change versus when that 05 STI hit, people lost their minds.
It was the 04 STI. Yeah. People were like, you know, and the 05 was a refinement on that. But when we got that here, that was huge. That car was world beating for its time. And so it needs to do one thing or the other right. It either has to be able to run with a new Z06 at a quarter of the price or whatever. You know, it's going to have to be a $50,000 car that can run with a new Z06. That's $100,000.
Yep.
Okay. Or it's going to have to be able to put down, or it's going to have to be an experience. So it's going to have to be one or the other. Okay. It's either got to be ridiculous, cheap, fun, and out of the box, which the electric one I think will be. It'll probably be like a $60,000, $70,000 car, but it's going to street light everything. Okay. It's going to be it's going to be like a Model S Tesla. I truly believe that. Or we have to be able to get some sort of soulful experience from it. And to do that, it's either got to have a manual or at a minimum a DCT. It's going to have some form of gas motor that makes pops and bangs. Okay, it's got to be something.
I'm not wedded to anything. It just needs to drive well. I think you're right on the pure battery electric car is probably going to be great, but I don't know how many people are going to buy it because Subaru STIs are marketed to young men and sometimes they're early adopters, but battery electric cars are in a weird spot right now. They are better in a lot of ways, but people are not buying them and they're depreciating.
I think we're a ways off of the full electric one, and I think they're trying to feel out what happens with the future of electric, especially here in the States. Because right now, that ain't a good space to like throw your money in if you're a manufacturer at the moment.
Yeah.
But especially with their close relationship with Toyota, I could really see them doing something pretty sick with a hybrid setup. I wouldn't even be against that.
I want a hybrid at this point. I want like an extra 100 horsepower on a button from the battery. And I want, regen and I want adaptive cruise control. So give me some kind of automatic that can drive itself in traffic. I want it to be quiet in the mornings when I'm leaving my apartment. And then I want loud pipes when I'm on the highway. So give me more.
I would be okay with losing adaptive cruise control and stuff if this hybrid system was like the front axle was actually where that 100 horsepower was coming from, and it was highly torque vectoring. Like it had if it had a super trick diff, like it was electric motor in the front, had a super trick diff that could power either wheel, or each wheel has an electric motor behind it. Like,
see, that's what I'm saying I don't want, which is like you're relying strictly on torque vectoring and shenanigans to make it happen.
If it was done correctly, again, that's all any of this has been. We're not going to get sick mechanical diffs. We could in the rear if we got a basic mechanical diff in the rear. Maybe they could do something tricky with a center diff, but if they basically had two electric motors in the front, it would act as better than a differential could, because you could say I want 100% power on the outside versus the inside wheel. You could actually break the inside wheel and overpower the outside wheel to get the front end of that car to do crazy stuff.
Yeah, I just want it all mechanical.
We all do.
The hybrid stuff is cool and all, but I'm
I'm telling you where they're going to go with this.
Yeah, when you drive an STI, you're expecting it to be an STI.
I got a thing for this. Toyota built an AE86 Corolla that was battery operated. Okay, the battery came from a Lexus. It was ultra lightweight. It had a manual transmission. You could stall the car. It would just, it's a pretend stall, but it's real. Okay, the electric motor came from a Tundra, and it sits between the transmission, bell housing, and the rest of the engine. So it just looks like this circle, right? So it's possible to make a sporty car that's purely electric. Now, I think they can make it in a hybrid. I don't know how you integrate the electric motor, because that's more packaging that makes the engine farther forward.
I think what Sarah Pinwolf just said is probably if they add any sort of hybrid system to it, this would be the easiest way to do it. And let's be real, Subaru is really good about making really complex mechanical shit very simple. Okay. And if they literally were to put an electric motor just behind the clutch, okay, and like integrated it into an STI 6-speed, and then the rest of it was just mechanical, I think you'd get everybody hyped.
That causes the motor to sit farther forward because it's an extra space behind the clutch.
You have to put it towards the trans.
What's that?
You could move it towards the trans. They could do that. I agree with you. It would push the motor further forward. But again, I think they could figure that out.
I just want like a mechanical, like a hopped up F824, maybe a bigger turbo.
That's what we all want.
Better transmission, maybe some more carbon in the car, maybe some cut fenders. I don't know, something like make the body style cool. You know what I mean? Like make it lean towards.
What you want is an STI current WRX.
No, I want a little bit more than that. Like it's gonna cost money, so like give me the value add. You know what I mean? Like some carbon trim pieces.
Sure.
Hell, like
I'm not saying when I say that, I'm talking proper STI 6-speed, 3 diffs, little larger turbo. It's going to be a hatch, so it's going to look different. And I think they've learned their lesson about the freaking plastic cladding. Okay, so it would look better, but the underpinnings essentially would be a current WRX with an STI drivetrain in it and a slightly larger turbo.
I would, let me think here. Current gen WRX, clean up the styling a little bit, keep the FA24 the same. It makes fine power. Okay. And you put, a tune on it, it makes even more power. But I would put a battery in it that can do 20 miles of range, which is probably going to add 250 pounds or something. Okay. Stick that weight in the back, delete the rear tire, stick it there. Okay. So you have more weight distribution towards the back, and then have 100 foot-pounds of torque on a button for, I don't know, 10 seconds or however you want to overboost that electric motor. That's what I want. So it turns into like an RC car that's gas and electric and pure mechanical.
That
See,
wouldn't be
if
hard to do.
the STIE is going to be fully electric, and I think they should have maybe a hybrid version. But I know joke want a mechanical,
Yeah.
hopped up FA24 or an FA26. Like give me more mechanical, maybe some adjustable Bilsteins. Like take the VA STI
and stick
just
an
make that
FA24 in it.
better.
Yeah.
Yeah, just make that better.
Yeah.
And I'm down for a hatch. When the hatch came out in 08, I was all for the hatch. I thought it was sick. Ken Block came out with the sweet, Gymkhana hatch. Like, the wide body hatch has a special place in my heart.
Yeah. So going back to the pure battery STI, I would buy that. However, it would need to have proper performance, because a lot of electric cars can go fast. They can just invent torque out of nowhere, but they're 5,000 pounds, and that's awful. It would need to be that pure, amazing driving experience of like a VA STI or better.
I'm going to tell you right now, it'd be a 4,000 pound car minimum.
That's 4,000 is very different from 5,000.
I agree with you, but it's going to be a 4,000 pound car, and it's going to accelerate like a bat out of hell. But I think I'm least. I'm.
I don't think it's going to be something I want to take through the mountains.
That's where I'm at. It's not something I'd want to take to Tail of the Dragon. Now, I think this a new gas powered, even if it had like a hybrid approach to it, maybe. What I really want to throw out here is, if there is a fucking CVT in this, everybody who listens to this, we're making a pilgrimage to Subaru of America and we're burning it down.
Yeah, I agree. If they put a CVT in it, I may be really upset, because if they do come back out with the STI, obviously there's been a lot of talk on probably what they're going to do, and probably boardroom meetings and all this stuff. And I'm sure a lot of people are against it because their number one seller is not the STI and all this stuff. If they stuff a CVT in it, they are going to miss the market so bad.
That car's going to sit on lot.
Yeah.
It doesn't even matter how fast it is.
STI.
It doesn't even matter how fast it is. Nobody's going to want it. There will be no number you can put to that people are going to go, yeah, but I mean, look how hard, I'm going to say this, and I don't know if Jamie's still in the thing or not, but not to poop on BMW based Toyotas. But the amount of people who are pissed off at the Supra when it came with an auto, though it was the best auto ever, it was all anybody did was that car did not sell great.
Yep.
It did not sell good.
Didn't the 400Z come with an auto?
It only came with an auto, and then they released a manual. And they released a manual for the Supra too, but by that time the hype was gone. Like, I gotta be real, the Supra didn't sell that great. People have come around to it now, but like, there's still a lot of people who are like, they would have sold more if they had a manual option.
No, I 100% agree with you. If I'm buying a performance car and I'm spending $50, $60, $70, $80,000 on a performance car, it's a weekend car. I'm spending that money on it. I'm gonna want what I want. And a CVT or an auto transmission is not what I want.
That ain't moving the soul.
Car.
That ain't
now a DCT. We can talk about, but I would be down for a proper DCT if it was good, right? But what I really want is a manual gearbox in my sports car.
This seems like a reputation problem with the CVT because Subaru did have troubles with it years ago, but we don't really hear about troubles with like the VB STI CVT. At least I haven't. Now, CVTs in theory can hold a ton of power. They just can't hold like stupid amounts of power, like a 6 speed from Get Drag or whatever. So I I would like to say that I don't care if it comes with a CVT, but it really comes down to how much power can it hold and what is the driving experience like. But I would not say no, even if it had one.
CVTs drive me up a wall.
Yeah.
Nope.
And not only that, we are going to run into a situation where, I mean, I work for IAG. This is IAG Thursday thing where we're going to want to modify the shit out of this thing. And if the limitation is the trans and it's this convoluted, crazy shit that they're, we wouldn't even be able to throw that thing out to stick a 6-speed or something in because it's got hybrid shit all baked into it and everything. That car is going to fall flat on its face.
Yeah.
The enthusiast side of this is going to walk away. Subaru wants to sell something off the lot that people don't modify. All these companies do. But I got to be real. One of the reasons people go to purchase these vehicles, new Vets, Mustangs, STIs, you name it, is because the aftermarket makes it fucking cool.
Yep.
It's fun.
I agree.
It's fun. It's what we're doing. And if you take that away because you decided, I don't care how fast the thing is, Vit 0 to 60s in 2 seconds, and it is just this all dominating force, but there's a CVT in it and it doesn't move the soul, I'm going to tell you, you ain't going to sell any of them. And I'm scared of it. I'm scared shitless.
Internet memes are back and it's going to fail on the internet. The second that they come out and say CVT,
you're right.
Like,
it'll fail before it even hits. The internet will eat it.
And the worst part about this is they're going to give it to legacy media. And I'm not talking about Car and Driver here. I'm talking about like YouTubers that are just older. And they are going to say, oh, this car is the best thing ever. And not have any feedback for Subaru saying, you guys fucked up. Even if the CVT is amazing, nobody's going to buy this. They're probably not going to ship the car to the right media people.
No, it's not going to hit the right people who are really going to move. Now, if this car is legit, I think as IAG, the very first thing we need to do, or maybe we buy 2 of them, is we immediately shove this fucking thing into street class.
Yep.
I'm just going to put it out there. Like Subaru, I don't know if anybody from Subaru even listens to this
You'd
podcast.
be surprised.
But yeah, if Subaru listens to this, anybody in the position of, you should just invite Dewey, myself out there. Maybe, heck, bring warranty along too. Yep. Before you guys release it, we'll let you know. I don't care to hurt your feelings or not.
Yeah, you aren't going to get yes men out of us.
Yeah, you can hit us up. Dewey at IAGperformance.com. Send him an email. Invite us out. We will give you our honest opinions, whether it's good, bad, sucks, great, everything. I mean, I can tell you right now, don't put a CVT in it. And if you have already, go back to the drawing board and I don't know. Maybe come out with one. Maybe have it as an option. If people want an STI and they want a CVT, great. Have it as an option. It's crazy. The older people that want the CVT or the people that want it for their commute, but they still want the STI, have the CVT in it, but also give us the 6-speed. If it comes out as only a CVT, it's gonna flop. You know what I mean? I don't have anything. I have nothing against warranty wanting a hybrid electric like CVT setup for him to drive through the Chicago, because I know the traffic sucks and that's what he wants to enjoy now. But if I'm spending, let's say it comes out at 85 grand, I'm just going to put a high sticker price on it, right? Has carbon pieces in it, whole 9 yards. Hell, active aero, that would be cool. It's not gonna, but if it has all the bells and whistles and my only option is a CVT, I'm not even going to look at it. But if it comes out with a manual 6-speed, that's good. I might sell the Corvette for it.
Yeah, you're bringing up multiple good points here, Dylan, because hold on, I'm losing my train of thought. I don't think Subaru quite realizes how much people care about STIs, like on the level of, we're going to become boomers one day and we're going to want this car rather than a damn Corvette. It's already happening. Dewey sees it with the resto mods.
All the time.
So, yeah. So put a damn manual transmission in it. Porsche brought it back the manuals because that's what people wanted to buy. At the end of the day, Subaru wants to sell cars. The reason they're probably not doing this is for budget reasons. If they only make one, it has to be a CVT because that's what they already have. They don't have infinite money. They're a tiny company.
Yeah, you say that, but Toyota does have infinite money, and the last thing they want to see is their investment fall apart. And they're seeing the
That's true.
enthusiasts run away from this brand right now. And
Yep.
it's what's out there, the aftermarket, we're gonna be fine. I want to make sure everybody understands that, like, even if this thing is a disaster, if anything this season has proven is you can take an old Subaru and still do amazing stuff. It just means we're going to lean harder into that. And from the things that the conversations I've had, there's huge things coming for that soon. Okay. So, like, I can't talk about it, but big things. Okay. So, you've never been in a better spot than right now to be a Subaru enthusiast. But I want this brand to win. I want to love it, and I want to love new it. I want to go to the dealership. The only thing on that lot that I'd even look at right now, I got to be real, is a BRZ. And I want there to be I love this brand so much because it has given me so much. And I want it to be good. I am just scared shitless it's not gonna be. Because I feel like we really got burned.
I want a wide body wagon, all mechanical with a 6-speed.
Yep.
Like driver friendly. I don't want too much infotainment in it. Like,
Yeah, very
I
driver
want a
focused.
driver's car. Hatch, love it. I would literally probably go buy one and trade in the Corvette for it. And I love my Corvette, but I've always wanted a brand new car. My buddy has a VA or a VA Series White. I will freaking love that thing. But a wide body wagon, STI, mechanical, I know it's going to be good. And you know what? I have faith in Subaru right now. But if you guys are questioning it at Subaru, please feel free to contact Dewey. We'll come out and give you guys honest opinion.
We'll sign NDAs. Yeah. We'll do whatever, but we want to give you our honest opinion on this because I want you to succeed more than anything. I am brand loyal to a complete fault. I'm not leaving, okay? I'm just going to keep screwing with your old shit.
Yep. I, on the other hand, have absolutely no faith, but what I want is a reason not to buy a Porsche. Because right now, when the BRZ gets too old, let's not make any particular dates on it, but convince me not to buy a Porsche. It's not about cost.
This weekend's going to fix you on that, buddy. I'm going to tell you right now. So now that we've kind of all cried about the STI, you got something more, Dylan?
Yeah, I will say, I do think on the having faith side of things on this STI, I do think when they brought the new WRX out at Boxerfest last year and everybody started booing it, I do think that's probably right about when Subaru was like, we're not hitting the mark. We need to figure this out.
It was brutal.
That happened.
It was very brutal. They brought it out and they thought this was going to get some sort of hype, and really what it was like a color package. And they were basically like, fuck you.
They had Pastrana unveil it at Boxerfest. What was it, Florida or Texas? One of the Boxerfests, but they had Pastrana unveil it. And when he pulled the cover off of it, it was dead silent for like what felt like eternity. And then everybody started booing. And so they had to do a ton of PR on the internet. It's hard to find the videos, but you can find videos from individuals that had posted it and they had booed the car real bad. And as a manufacturer, that's the last thing you want. So I'm sure after that, they really had to go back to the drawing board.
An enthusiast event. You know what I mean? It ain't like they unveiled it in hostile waters. You know what I mean?
I did not know that happened. That is terrifying.
Yeah. Dude, the enthusiast, understand that these events, like Subaru of America puts a pile of money into them. Okay. Yeah. Like the Subaru, the Subi events guys, so they run Wicked Big Meat and all of that. Like Subaru of America is pumping money into that. And when they unveil something there, and that enthusiast crowd, these are people who drive across the country to come to these things, turns around and goes, yeah, I don't fucking think so. That's going to hit a mark. There's no way when they unveiled that there weren't people from corporate there who had some pull that didn't go, whoa, we are way off. Yeah, you're way off.
Just the lack of STI, or like the deeper problem of
The
stagnation?
deeper problem of the whole thing, we finally thought we were going to get something, and we got a color package.
Wow, that's brutal.
So
Scary. Okay.
all right.
Well, good news is that there's going to be a bunch of Porsches at Tail of the Dragon this weekend, and 2 cars that are not Porsches.
We're going to talk about that real quick. Warranty last year, I went to this thing, and it was the best soul cleansing thing I did all year. Okay. I took a underpowered BRZ and chased high dollar Porsches around all over the place. If you want to be convinced not to buy a Porsche, it's going to happen this weekend. I'm going to tell you right now. Now, not that I wouldn't love a Cayman GT4, or I still want a Boxster S. But these 911 guys with heaps of money, this is a very interesting situation we're going into. Okay. Highly interesting. Now, one of the guys that is coming with us, he does have he's got like a 14 or 15 Cayman S with a PDK. Great dude. Okay. And you're gonna get along with him great. Honestly, I'd like to see how you fit in that car.
Okay.
Cause it's great. Like I will just flat out say that car is phenomenal. And it checks a lot of the boxes that you really want out of this situation. But I got to be real, from a driving enjoyment standpoint, especially just bombing these roads. Your BRZ, you're about to have a holistic experience.
Well, I need a soul cleanse right now because I
Yes.
just finished a long study season, and in the final stretch, good old Sparkles broke up with me.
I know, buddy. We're all here for you.
Lonely Drivers Club. Here we
You've
go.
been to the Tail of the Dragon. Last time you went was you had your STI, and it was a million years ago.
Yep, 2018 STI, and it was just stock stage 1 at that point.
Yep.
So, but it performed great. I had a good setup thanks to Dewey. So, it was a great car.
You're gonna bring your track pads with you.
Yes.
Yep.
Noah is my witness. He will remind me. We're gonna go get it right out the closet right now.
Yep. So bring your track pads with you. Real talk, it's gonna be a great weekend. We're gonna have a really great time. Might get a little rain Sunday. Honestly, it didn't bug me. Driving in the rain's great. It's like the road really clears out when nobody's there, and then you can just kind of enjoy it. But this is gonna be great for you. This is gonna be great for you, and I'm excited you get to use the BRZ for what it's for, because honestly, it's kind of a shit Chicago car, and it might be the greatest Tail of the Dragon car ever created, because it's not overpowered, but it makes enough power to do what you need it to do. It's perfectly balanced. It does what it's supposed to do.
Believe it or not, it's a good Chicago car, but the coilovers are better on the tail.
Yes.
Man flipped me off. Okay.
I was about to say, is he going to complain about the coilovers again?
Yep, there he goes.
So, this is going to be the final weekend for deciding whether I'm keeping those coilovers or not. I'm going to change the settings some more, but if we'll see.
It's going to ruin you.
So,
It's
going to ruin
I was
me.
going to say the cornering with those, I bet you, is going to be a lot better.
Oh,
You're not going to probably
dude.
didn't notice it until the tail.
This is going to change your life. I am so excited for you to experience this. It's going to be so good.
Dewey spec, pure Dewey spec BRZ
Dewey
against
spec.
Porsches with money but no
Unfortunately,
talent.
Bailey. So Bailey just asked, why not just lower the spring rate? You really can't. We can't go any lower because there's not enough travel in the rear. When you do coilovers, and honestly, his car rides really good. He's just a bitch. Like, like I have no other way of putting it. Setting them at full soft, Josh, isn't the answer. Obviously, Josh has not been following.
So full soft means the rebound happens faster, which makes it feel like a pogo stick. So it is not comfortable. I ended up setting them pretty darn firm. So high rebound control, and it's better. But sometimes it gets a little rough.
So, yeah.
Can I not be pleased? Oh, yeah. No, I am.
You can drive my car.
Yeah.
Not be
Oh, the
pleased,
cross
no.
neck.
My WS, the 520s in it that are.
Oh yeah, he's got some.
So
yeah.
Okay, I drove Fortune Auto 510s.
Yeah.
Whatever's the fancy boy, like helper springs.
Sure.
They had higher spring rates and everything, and they were butter smooth on the streets of Chicago. And I was like, "What the hell?
What car were you
What the
in?
hell am I doing?" Maybe. What's that?
What car were you in?
Oh, it was a VA STI. It was Mr.
Okay.
Hill.
Okay.
So I was like shocked. It's a heavier car, it's a higher spring rate, and it was butter smooth.
The heavier car helps it. The problem is we can't go any lower on spring rate, even though your suspension geometry is essentially the same. Your car weighs a lot less. You know, it's like 700 pounds less than that STI.
Okay.
But we can't go any lower because if you do start hitting larger bumps, you will bottom out.
Okay.
So that's
so-
you're kind of stuck at, you can't go any lower on spring rate. Now that STI, you can make a little more wallowy because the spring rate
Yep.
isn't much different between that STI on like our setup as it is from your car. But I want to stress this. 99% of people like the way that car rides. You are the oddity. I have yet to run into another person who says this rides the way you're saying, especially after I tell them most of them who have called and complained about ride. I'm like, well, what are you suspension setup? You know, how many clicks on your shocks? And they're like, well, I got them at full soft. I'm like, stick them at like 10 and go drive around. Call me back. They're like, oh my God, it's so much better.
Yeah, it was better, but it was not better enough. So I set it to 17, and I got to change the rears from 12 to 17. So maybe we'll do that before we leave or when we get there. Who knows?
Yep.
Do it while we're driving.
Yeah, you just get into the
Just in the back.
Get in the
Yeah,
back.
just
Driving. Yeah, how does this feel? Let me go back over that bump again.
over. Yeah, flip down the set.
if you had the extenders, you probably could drop your rear seats and he could reach back there and do it. Honestly, it wouldn't be that hard if you just drop your rear seats, just keep the little covers off. You can reach back there and probably change on the fly.
That's what I did. Yeah, so I the clips are pulled out, and so I just have to drop the seats and like rip the side carpeting, not carpeting, the protectors off.
Yeah.
It's totally doable.
Well, there you go, Noah.
So-
That's what you're going to be doing. Climbing all over the inside of that car.
Yep.
Now, we're going to have a good
All right,
time.
well, I better get to packing so we can get on the road. We're going to drive to Indianapolis tonight, and I got a hotel with points, and then 5 hours of driving tomorrow. Maybe we'll do a little pre-scouting of the route.
You're going to get there before me. I can't leave until 4:00 our time, but we're going to be ready to blow out of here the second IAG closes. So,
Okay.
if anybody calls me at like 4:59 IAG time, I'm gonna dirtbag the shit out of you.
I'm gonna do it.
So
Set a reminder to call Dewey at 4:00.
yeah.
4:59. Yeah.
Speaking into his phone.
All right, guys, it's been real. It's been fun. It's been real fun, and we will see you next time